Hey everyone, it's Hayes and welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing something a little different than what we've done in the past. All previous videos have been very much music focused. Not that there won't be music in this one or some form of music being incorporated, but this is going to be a January favorite. So February just started. I figured I'd go over my favorite things from January. I have a list, so we'll go through it one by one, shall we? So, to start off with our January favorites, I was going to first talk about skincare and makeup. The skincare item that I was most excited for in January, and this doesn't mean any of these were new releases in January, just probably new to me for everything I'm listing. This is the Lala Retro Whipped Cream from Drunk Elephant. Let's see if it'll let you see it. And I'll include links for everything in the description, but I have very dry skin, especially in winter. So if I don't put a nice moisturizer on before I put makeup on, you will see my skin peeling. It just won't really look very nice. So this has been the only moisturizer to actually last me all day after just putting one layer on right after the shower in the morning. The next thing, makeup. So my favorite makeup product of January was something I got right at the end of December. I got this for myself right after Christmas. It's Jeffree Star's Liquid Frost. I believe it's in the shade Ice Queen. That's what that looks like. And I tend to wear it, but it's very hard to see in the light. Although you can see it shimmering, it's hard to see the exact tint it gives. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna be honest, I hadn't used a highlighter prior, but I really like this one because just like me using moisturizer for my really dry skin, this being a liquid highlighter is great for very dry skin. So I've had no issues with that. It goes on really nicely. And I must say, a little goes a very long way for that particular item. So moving right along, my favorite book of January. So I like to read about a book a month, sometimes more. Almost always I get at least a book in a month. And this month I read The Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman. So my sister got me into the Harry Potter series. I became a bit of a magic fanatic, which that theme continues a little bit next. And I haven't been satisfied after watching the Harry Potter films and reading the books. I wanted more magic in my life, so I think this filled that void. If you're someone who really liked the Harry Potter series, like science fiction in general, I think you'd enjoy this book. It's about a family, really a group of siblings that have magical powers. So yeah, I liked it. It wasn't similar to Harry Potter, but just the magic theme was what was consistent. Keeping on the theme of magic, I recently started getting into comic book series. Mostly I've been reading the Sandman universe, and this falls under Sandman universe. I really got into books of magic. I've only read 2 so far, so I can't say really how it ends up and how I feel about that, but really love these. I'm happy with the Sandman universe in general. I was a sucker for the artwork starting off. That kind of drew me into Sandman universe in general. I have way more comics that we'll go through perhaps in another video, but I wanted to mention those because really enjoying them and excited to go through the series even further. Alright, and then the next thing is going to have to be something I actually am going to insert an image for. My favorite piece of equipment that I got were my lights, and even though they didn't get set up till now, being February, I'm really excited to have them. Shout out to Spectra Sound Studio, Glenn Fricker. He actually posted a demo on his channel on the lights that he uses, and I'll link that in the description. But these are amazing, and he's right, they don't cost a crazy amount. They're pretty indestructible, which is phenomenal since I have already smacked them into a dozen things. My favorite video game that I've been playing in January, and this I've been playing non-stop in January, Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo Switch. I was a fan of Smash Bros. On GameCube and all of that, but I was pretty awful at it, to be honest. So I didn't love it as much as I maybe would have had I practiced. Now that I own it myself, because I didn't own a GameCube back when that came out, I've had a lot of practice now, and I think I'm decent. I've moved past Kirby, and I feel like once you move past Kirby, you can kind of claim to be a gamer, on that game at least. I don't know. That's what I've been telling myself, since it makes me feel better. But yeah, I really love the game, been having a lot of fun playing as my friends, so really recommend that. Keeping on the theme of games, favorite board game, I have to give another shout out to my sister. I feel like most of this has been influenced by her, but One Night Ultimate Werewolf. If you have not played this, I super recommend that you pick this up. It's a pretty basic looking game. It's just a bunch of cards. I'm not gonna like go into explaining the details, but you actually don't even really need to buy this set in order to play. I would just look up the rules. But it's a lot of fun with a group. Has a lot to do with being able to tell lies, which, spoiler, I'm bad at. So I'm not the best at the game, but it's a lot of fun. Found out my brother's really great at it. Don't know if he should be too proud of that, but yeah. It was a great time. We've been doing it as a family constantly, and apparently her friends are pros, so I'd like to get on that level if I could stop showing my emotions on, you know, my face. Clothing. My favorite piece of clothing is actually this hoodie. I got this from Havana right before I went to NAMM. Picked this up. It's super comfortable, and I feel like you can make it look like athleisure enough that it can be worn out in public and not just loungewear in your house. My other favorite piece of clothing, but this is really technically shoes. These are boots from Vince Camuto, who I am a huge fan of. I don't know exactly what these are called, but I'm in love with them. So they're black and blue, knee-high boots. Super durable. I've worn them in the disgusting weather in the city. There's been snow. Not that it's recommended for that, but they've survived, so. Two more quick things, really, before we wrap up. My favorite, I was gonna do an either podcast, YouTube channel, or Twitch channel. I've recently gotten into Twitch. I will include info on that below too. But my favorite Twitch channel that I recently got into is shout out to Nerds Alive. They're a Dungeons and Dragons channel. I know that's super nerdy sounding. I was recently introduced to Dungeons and Dragons by friends, including those in Nerds Alive, and they've been a lot of fun to get to know and play Dungeons and Dragons with. I actually finally got to play with them recently over the weekend, and I had a lot of fun. And I really enjoy watching them play on Twitch when I'm actually not able to meet up with them. It's helped me learn a lot about the game, and they're just really funny to watch, so shout out to them. And my favorite moment or event in January, I think is pretty obvious, NAMM. I have a whole video on NAMM. If you want to know anything about that, that will be in the description down below. I know I've said that 1,000 times. I said there were only 2 things left. That was a lie. I've yet to mention any of the music related stuff, which is kind of important on this channel since I think most people are here for that. So let's do that. My favorite album, not from January, I know. I'm hoping in the future I'll be able to give you guys things that are more timely for this list, and that way you'll be able to hear about things that maybe were just released that you didn't realize. But since I'm just getting back in the swing of things on YouTube, I figured this would be fine for now. My favorite album that I didn't like initially when it came out, but has since grown on me, and I have not stopped playing all of January, Sunnyland by Mayday Parade. I think I was afraid to let myself like it because I'm one of those annoying people, not that I think a band becomes a sellout, but I'm one of those annoying people where if it's a band from my time of growing up, I have so much nostalgia linked to them that I don't want them to change. And not that Sunnyland's very different, it is not at all that different from who Mayday's always been, but I think to me it wasn't what I was expecting, so I was clinging on to that not being their album, but very obsessed with it now. I love pretty much every song on the album, so past me was wrong. I was totally wrong and taking an L on that. Alright, and then 2 favorite songs from January that I pretty much played on repeat. One was Everybody Hates Me by Tom MacDonald. I hope I said his last name right. Not positive, but he's kind of controversial, so I understand if people have knee-jerk reactions to me mentioning his name in this, but personally, I like people that take a stand for what they believe in. Whether I necessarily agree with them or not, I've always found that to be an important part of music, and I think that's part of the reason I really like Tom MacDonald. And the song Everybody Hates Me, it's kind of catchy, and it's also funny. It's nice to, I was singing it to myself all the time. It's, you know, it's a nice little pick-me-up. The other song I really liked, Bury a Friend by Billie Eilish. Also don't know if I pronounced her name right. I know I should have looked that up, but she's becoming huge. I am just waiting for her to pretty much take over the world. She sounds incredible. I can't believe how young she is, and very talented. I just love everything she's been coming out with, and Bury a Friend is no exception. And last but not least, my favorite artist that's new to me from January, Bexy. So Bexy I knew nothing about prior to January. I stumbled upon him in a random Spotify Discover playlist of mine, and I heard his song, I think it was Go Get 'Em? Go Getter, I think it was that. Go Getter. He's a very extreme look. He has the center of his head shaved, but still has long hair on the sides. Hadn't seen that before. Very different. You know, he owns it. Alright. I'm not mad at that, and I'm pretty sure his one side is black and the other side is blonde, I think? I don't remember exactly, but I'll insert an image of him so you can see. I just think he's really cool. He was good friends with Lil Peep, and he definitely has that similar emo kid vibe meets rapper, and I'm really here for it because I was not into rap before this newer wave, and I don't mean mumble rap, I've yet to get into that, but the newer wave of this rock meeting rap that we've found ourselves in, and GK is a big part of that, Lil Peep was a big part of that, and Bexy, very much a part of that, and I'm excited for it. So, I know I rambled on for quite some time. I hope you lasted until, I think it's almost 15 minutes. Really appreciate if you made it this far, and I know I talk quickly, so thanks for sticking around and listening to my rambling. Well, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment if there's something else you'd like me to mention in another monthly favorites, or if there's a video idea you have for me that, you know, might gel well with this channel. It's gonna be more lifestyle-y, but I'm trying to keep music a major theme since that's pretty much who I am. So, hope you guys liked it, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!